It's your boy Paul. So let's get into Crazy Tuesday. I hope everybody went out and voted in they state where they at. Cause I voted today. Thank Lord I did. I got up early to do this voting at 6:30, baby. I was tired. I said, but I gotta get up and go. Didn't, put in for that mail in vote. But I got up and did it. I hope y'all did too. Get up, get out there and vote. We gotta make some changes locally now. So get out there and do it. But let's get into the mess that we got on today. But we got breaking news. Baby, I didn't see this coming. But no, the one and only badmouth himself, Dick Cheney. He has passed that 84. I said, oh my Lord. Oh, my condolences to his family. That badmouth son of a gun. He was a vice president for Bush. Yes, he was for Bush. And I said, baby, well, both of the Bushes, the daddy and the son. I said, boo. But he passed away. My condolences to his family and stuff. He would truly be missed. But he on the way on to the other side. And he lived a wonderful life. He did everything he wanted to do. God bless. Let's move on. Let's move into the next. So let's get into it now. We got the only thing that the Donald Trump administration, baby. They is, cause the a federal judge, a federal judge already demanded and told Donald Trump administration that they have to fund this month, November's SNAP benefits, food stamps, have to fund it through there's a fund that government has, a fund that they have. It's like I want to say over $5 or $6 billion fund, emergency fund, so that they have to fund the states SNAP benefits. So Donald Trump administration is going to fund it, but they are reducing it by 50%. I said, what? Why is y'all doing that? I said, so you're going to reduce, so now the citizens that you so-called say you are, you making America great again. You're not making it great again. You're actually ruining America. You won't even feed the people at all, but you supposedly got ICE all over the place going into Chicago, going into any state really, but you got them in Chicago doing whatever they want to do, and you can't even give the full benefits of SNAP. A federal judge told you you had, so you only giving 50% of the benefits. You giving 50% of what these people are actually going to get to actually feed their families. Make it make sense, but you finna build this big ass ballroom that you didn't destroy the east wing of the White House for $250 million, and we still don't know where that money came from. But your administration is about to do what they're about to do, and I said this is crazy. But he's making America great again, and he cares about the citizens of the United States. And he proved every time that he don't care about nobody but himself. And we're the ones being screwed. But let me know how y'all feel about it, because I think this is terrible and wrong. And there's nothing going to be done. I said, the federal judge can actually try to make them pay the full amount to all SNAP benefit people who own the program, but the way he's trying to play them is crazy. But y'all let me know how y'all feel. But let's move on to the next. Let's get into some more messiness. And we got up next, I said, this is some craziness. Now, there's two different reports coming out. A young, they say 16-year-old and then they say 17. I don't know if she turned 17 already, but it's two different reports. This young girl ended up being pow in the face by her mother's 28-year-old boyfriend, all over a disagreement over some car keys. Yeah, so the mom came out to reporters and actually, prayers up to her daughter and everything because her daughter already has to have multiple surgeries to her face. Yes. Um, he's in custody. The mom said I should have read the warning signs, the red flags prior to this because the night before he was threatening, doing warning threats and stuff towards the mom and the family. And then the next morning, this whole car situation over the car keys happened, and he pow this 17-year-old beautiful young teenager in the face. And now she had to have multiple reconstruction surgeries to her face. Um, and the mom is trying to get awareness and justice for her daughter, but I'm like, you knew this man was not good, and you put your daughter, you put your family in a situation that should have never happened. I hope this baby is able to regain her life, her independence. She don't need a lot of therapy, because this is a life-changing situation that hopefully they have the best surgeons, plastic surgeons, to help her have a normal life as she can. He's in custody. To me, this will be, I don't know what they will charge him with. It didn't say, but I said this would be more of a, would it be murder? Attempted murder? Maybe. But that's what's going on there. I'm praying for her. I'm praying for her. But let me know how y'all feel about it. But let's move on to the next. Let's get into it. We get into the craziness. You remember the lady with the who got hit in the face with a brick? But apparently she now facing charges because baby, they said that was a stunt because the guy that supposedly hit her with the brick, they was seen getting in the same vehicle. And now she done got arrested and everything, and supposedly been found guilty. I said, shoot. And the she put up a GoFundMe page, which actually ended up being they stopped it and everything, and now she got to pay restitution and stuff. I said, well, she's a con artist. What you expect? I said, shoot. The way she said, they also said that her face may have actually been a condition where it swells up. That is reportedly what they saying allegedly. And I said, I can see that. And she just played like it was a brick. But I said, these are crazy people out here doing all these stunts just to get clicks and views. I said, it's not worth it. Girl, you should have just actually got bricked in the face. It had a real accident and did it. Shoot, to be honest, if you're going to do all this. But that's what's going on there. Let's move on to the next. Now, let's get into BlueFace. I said he's out of jail, y'all. He got out yesterday. And the drama and the saga of his whole deranged situation, from baby mama to his mama, all is about to heat up again on our timeline all through social media. I said he's out of jail. He's like he posting different things about people, why one was why guys don't come out being buff anymore from the prison. I'm like, huh? I said, well, you ain't buff at all, but okay. But I said, I don't know why I said, you telling a lot about yourself, but I said, I'm gonna let that slide. Then you end up seeing him having a day out with his kids. He has where Krishan is there filming him live as usual. You know, she got to do the most. He has both of his boys. Then you see his oldest son, mother, go live and say, I can't believe you doing this to me. Child, why is that woman around, that crackheaded woman around my child? Child, I'm on my way. So now she mad because Krishan is around her kids and she rolled up because she got to get her kids away from Krishan. I said, girl, you ain't had a problem with her being around them before. I said, she been around them all these years and you ain't had a problem. But now, because he out of jail and now you got a problem with it, I'm confused. So she ended up going live twice and now she gonna try to keep her kids away from him and all that stuff. I said, girl, it's not that deep. I said, you shouldn't have let him see them kids anyway. If he ain't got no visitation or whatever by the courts, then he shouldn't have been seeing them. That's just how I feel about it. So apparently BlueFace mama came out here right after all that went down to say that Krishan attacked security and everything and caused a scene and stuff. She left the baby without diapers. She just did the most. I said, girl, what? I said from the video, girl, that Krishan was recording, you was all kikiing and everything with her. So I said, how she 1 minute doing all the most, but you kikiing and everything else with her? Like y'all all good. I said, yeah, here we go again with this same old drama. I said, it's I'm tired of them. I don't feel like going through this all over again. And I said, I never understand Krishan. It's like, girl, you ain't changed. Not one bit. And I said, you want him back. But I said, on top of that, if he really had sense, it's like, go to court. And if the crazy thing is about BlueFace mama saying, this may be his child. I said, girl, this may be his baby. I said, girl, wait a minute. This may be his baby. I said, they so crazy. They is crazy and they crazy. I said, I don't know how to deal with them. Them and their drama. I said, it's never gonna stop. But I can't do this no more. Oh, but it seemed like BlueFace, he actually in a good place. He was enjoying spending time with his boys. That's who we seen the most and stuff. Like he had a good time at the arcade and everything with the kids. And it's like the ladies was the one doing the most. While he just having fun, enjoying his kids, enjoying being free for the most part. And it just seemed like there was just gonna be some drama either way. But I hope that he gets his life together for them kids. You know, that's all I can ask for. Is them kids is the only thing I'm worried about is him getting his life together for them. Um, them women, they gonna do what they gonna do. That's all I can say. But let me know how y'all feel about everything that I talked about today. Thank y'all for tuning in. Like, share, subscribe, join the channel. Hit that notification because I be going live. I be going live more recently because today, Love and Hip Hop Miami. Well, Love and Hip Hop Miami actually airs tonight. I'm gonna try to get it, do the review either tonight or tomorrow. So be on the lookout for that. But thank y'all for tuning in, and I will get back at y'all later. Bye, y'all.